Ever feel like someone's sending you mixed signals? Like they're interested one minute, then disappear the next? We all crave connection, but sometimes fear gets in the way. Here on Man of Thoughts, we dive deep into the minds of others. Today, we're dissecting those subtle signs someone's crushing on you but too scared to admit it. Let's unravel the psychology behind this hesitant dance of attraction. You ever lock eyes with someone across the room and they quickly dart their eyes away? That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm talking about the ones who seem drawn to you. But the second you catch them looking, they practically trip over themselves trying to look busy. It's like they've been caught red-handed doing something wrong, but their crime is simply being interested. They're drawn to you, but the fear of rejection hits them like a ton of bricks. Think about it. You're in a meeting and you catch them staring at you. Do they hold your gaze? No, they fumble with their papers, suddenly fascinated by the grain of the table. They're dying to connect, but their insecurities are screaming louder than their desire. It's kind of endearing in a painfully awkward kind of way. Let's talk about nervous energy, folks. You know, that awkward fumbling, the sudden inability to form a coherent sentence, all because you walked into the room. They might start fidgeting, playing with their hair, tapping their foot, or engaging in some other form of nervous energy release. They might even start talking faster than a runaway train, their words tumbling over each other in their haste to get everything out. And heaven forbid you actually try to have a conversation with them. They might spill their coffee, drop their phone, or suddenly develop a severe case of the hiccups. It's like they're stuck in a permanent state of fight or flight, and their body just can't decide which way to go. It's all because they like you. They're so busy trying to impress you, so worried about making a fool of themselves, that they end up doing exactly that. Now, this sign can be a little tricky because it requires some detective work on your part. It's the art of the accidental encounter, the coincidental meeting, the "oh my gosh, you're here too" moment. Suddenly they're showing up at your favorite coffee shop, popping into your regular lunch spot, or just happening to be at the same grocery store at the same time as you. They're like shadows lurking on the periphery of your life, waiting for the perfect moment to make their move, or more likely to chicken out and pretend they weren't just stalking you. They might even invent elaborate excuses to talk to you, asking for directions they don't need, inquiring about a book you're reading, or suddenly developing a deep and abiding interest in the same obscure documentary you mentioned in passing. They're just desperate for any opportunity to be near you, to breathe the same air, to maybe even exchange a few words without completely melting into a puddle of nervous sweat. Let's be honest, most people have the attention span of a goldfish these days. So when someone remembers something you told them weeks ago, something you barely even remember saying yourself, it means something. It means they were actually listening, they were paying attention, they cared. Maybe you mentioned your favorite band in passing, and now they're sending you links to their music, or you talked about your love of obscure documentaries, and suddenly they're recommending one they think you'd enjoy. They might even surprise you by remembering small details about your life, your birthday, your favorite food, the name of your childhood pet. It's like they're saying, "You're important to me, even if I'm too scared to tell you directly." Jealousy, the green-eyed monster that rears its ugly head when we least expect it. Now, I'm not talking about the possessive, controlling kind of jealousy. I'm talking about the subtle, almost imperceptible twinge of envy that flickers across their face when you mention other people. Maybe you're talking about a date you went on and you notice their smile falter ever so slightly. Or you're discussing a coworker you find attractive and they suddenly seem distant and withdrawn. They might even try to downplay the other person's good qualities, like they're trying to convince themselves and you that you're better off without them. A little jealousy can actually be a good sign. It means they see you as a potential partner and the thought of you being with someone else is just a little bit too much to bear. Look, everyone loves a good compliment. It's a little ego boost, a validation that we're doing something right. But when someone who secretly likes you starts showering you with praise, it takes on a whole new meaning. Suddenly, they're noticing things about you that others might miss: your new haircut, your witty sense of humor, the way you light up a room when you're passionate about something. They might compliment your work, your appearance, your taste in music, anything to make you feel good about yourself. Now, they might not be overt about it, but you'll notice a difference in the way they talk to you. Their compliments will be more frequent, more specific, more heartfelt. They're saying, "I like you, I appreciate you, I think you're amazing," without actually having to say the words. Look, deciphering these signs isn't about playing games or overthinking every interaction. It's about understanding the deeper signals people send when they're struggling with fear and attraction. If you're picking up what they're putting down and you feel it too, maybe, and I say this cautiously, maybe it's time to send a signal back. Nothing too bold, just a little something to say, "Hey, I see you." Fear of rejection is a powerful thing. But sometimes the most rewarding relationships come from taking a chance, even if it means risking a little awkwardness along the way. So be open, be kind, and you never know what might happen.